What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Okay So Boom. Here we talk about this week's craziest stories, news, culture, and everything in between, and we give our elder millennial opinions on such. As
Mhm.
usual, I am here with three of my favorite people, Matt and Monique,
Hey,
Oh yeah, hi.
and that brown chocolate up there to my left, Ryan.
What's going on?
Savory.
savory chocolate. Savory
I don't
chocolate.
like none of the above.
Dr.
That could be your new gamer tag.
Sis.
Like
Savory
83%.
chocolate on
80,
Xbox. Right there.
83% cocoa.
83%.
83, yeah, you got
Yeah.
a little bit of white chocolate sprinkled in there.
Got a little pinch of cayenne. Spicy chocolate.
And I
All right.
am Chamire. So,
Not
how's everybody
tiny.
doing?
Fabulous.
Yeah. Doing good. Doing good.
There's one thing I wanted to say. I jumped the gun a little bit. I didn't get my second COVID shot. I thought it was this week, and thank goodness I checked my calendar. I get it on Friday.
Mm.
So
I did the same thing, Shamir.
I'm just so happy. I was like, come on, give me number two. I'm ready.
Look, it was to the point where I started telling other people the wrong date, right? So then Matt ended up taking the day off, like, I want to be here to help you in case you get jacked up or whatever. And then that day, I'm like, man, Walgreens is messing up. I didn't get no alert. I didn't get no reminder. So I went into the app and it was like, you're scheduled for next week on Thursday. Matt was like, now call him. You can't have me out here putting this bad juju on myself, taking days off I don't need. Call them.
Mhm.
So I called them and they let me come get my vaccine.
Early?
Yes, they let me come get it.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, they were
okay.
like, because we getting to the point where now, it's so many people that just flat out don't want it that they always have extra at the end of the day.
Yeah, because I wondered, like, was it the 28 days so you can build up
They even
maximum?
changed it. They
It's,
actually,
it's 28 for Moderna,
oh, it
21 for
is.
Pfizer.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they ain't gonna change it.
Oh, okay.
Mine, they were
Gotcha.
willing to do it because I was gonna be basically a week late because my shot was before the CDC said that Pfizer needed
3 weeks.
21 days instead of 28.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Um, all right. I want y'all opinion. So I want next week if y'all see me, I think I'm going blind, y'all. I'm thinking going blind.
No, I
I
hope
think
not.
you should get some
What
honey.
you mean you hope
At
not?
least get like some honey
That
blonde.
you're going blind? Oh,
Blind.
blind. I was like, blind? Why is everybody so excited about you going blind?
Right. Something. I'm
I
feeling
need
a
a nap.
little snazzy. Like when I get stressed out, I want to do major changes to my hair, and I feel like this is the safest one as opposed to like something like relaxing, you know.
Yeah. Don't
So
don't don't go back to the creamy crack.
Yeah.
no,
I
I
don't
wouldn't.
I don't have any. So.
If I can deal with, look at this. Look at how my hair be so shrinky dinky.
Girl,
I mean, look at the length, but it'd be like, bye bye, see you, honey.
soon as it dry,
Let's do it.
like I.
Cause you got length still. That means you done crossed over. You ain't got no TWA no more.
I don't know what that
I
means.
wasn't, but my hair grows so slow.
It's a teeny weeny afro.
Teeny weeny afro, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. My hair goes
I had
so
no idea.
slow. So like if I stretch it, it comes to like down around here, but
See there, girl, don't cut your hair. Don't. I mean, don't put no perm in. Don't mess that
I
up.
don't even know what to do. I had a one stiff ponytail. Let me stop because everybody who got relaxed hair don't have that one stiff ponytail. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if
No, nobody with no type of hair have hair no more. It's somebody else's any damn way. So you might as well talk about it.
get you a lace front, I don't
A
know,
lace front, does somebody done sacrifice their hair to their personal gods and it's stapled to
right?
your
And
head?
you
I like how Ryan and I are like, I'm not saying anything right now.
Right. Then,
Because they don't, because men don't even care. Men don't even care.
and now they do with y'all man toupees.
What they
So
caring
Yeah.
about,
stop.
they caring about their own appearance, but you know what I'm saying? They not caring like that about, I don't think a lot of just like good old fashioned regular men do not be like, I'm gonna go talk to that girl over there. Her lace front is popping. Said no man ever. No man
Oh
ever.
yeah, and you know
He
what
done
else we
saw
don't say?
booty. He done saw some boobs. He
We
done.
also don't go, ooh, you see that girl's eyebrows? I'm going to talk to her. Her
I mean,
eyebrows is on fleek or whatever the young kids are saying
like,
nowadays.
not.
I don't
I
think they
mean,
say that no
yeah,
more.
it
Okay,
should.
but see, say you a man. Let me ask you this: say you a man, and another man walk by you, and you like his fragrance, It's
That's not bad.
Surprisingly, that used to happen to me all the time. I
That
had
was
one
weird.
guy used to come and try to sniff me every day. And then when I left that work center, I
See
was
that?
like,
That
this is the cologne I
See
wear.
that?
And then he was like, thank you.
you look. Well, it can't be two of us.
why
It
you
can't
wanna?
be
Why
two
you
of
let
us.
that
like
man?
a
Why
be
you?
two of
like a
us.
Highlander.
Is that what you did? You ain't want to tell him what you was wearing because you wanted people to know it was just you up in there when you
That's
get.
right. And not until
I
the
could see you
last
being
day
like
I
that.
left, and then I told him what it was.
I could see
And
you
then
being like that.
that smell shall
hilarious.
continue.
I could see you being like that for real. You
I
was
told
one
Ryan
That's hilarious.
of a
he
kind.
couldn't. This was back in like
Sniff you
I don't know
all
if it
the
was
time.
Alaska or Langley. I can't remember, but I told him he couldn't wear cologne to work. He don't need to be smelling good for nobody but
You
me.
told him that?
Hmm?
You told him he couldn't wear it?
Yeah, so you don't need to be smelling good for nobody. Spray
Ooh,
that on the weekend.
controlling.
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
How you gonna say that?
She gonna even dictate how he smell leaving the house? That is controlling as I don't know what.
Listen, say what you may.
That's how you feel.
Hey, but do you let him take food from people whenever like if somebody brings something up there to eat? Like like if you're in a small office, for instance, and it could be a whole gang of folks in the office. Then it's like one female that's in the office, and especially if she have a different ethnicity, might be like, yo, so and so Chinese, she know how to make this. I don't care what she know how to make. If she is 70-year-old grandma and she bring cookies, I'll be like, don't you eat her damn cookies. I don't care.
Ryan
I've
can't
never
say
I
told
that
that
think
one
it's
before.
worse. I
because
don't care if he smell good. You better not eat the
you
cookie.
better not eat that lumpia. Put it down.
Put that lumpia, put that pansy down. And he'll come home all happy talking about, I had some real Korean barbecue. From where? From who? It better be a dude.
Ryan,
It better
stop
be a dude.
laughing because let me tell you about you. You want to you he. But remember
Uh,
when I used to work at the hotel in Anchorage, and a male car worker who was like 20 years my senior bought me 2 tacos at one time. He used to always buy me tacos when he went to Taco
yeah,
Bell.
it was
And
consistent.
you was
It
like,
was
you
like-
better
How
not,
to
don't.
eat? Why you want to?
I couldn't eat my
Yeah, because
tacos.
it's like y'all on a date. Like he always buying you tacos. Like
It wasn't like
let's see
every
this
single day, but if he
sparingly.
went down to the Taco Bell and got a taco, he'd be like, "Here, I got you a soft taco." He didn't give me no chalupa. It was just a taco.
Honestly,
Ryan was like, he's not gonna be giving you tacos trying to get your taco.
no,
This ain't happening.
that's a real man type stuff though. He don't want to stand there and eat in front of no woman that he see all the time and don't give her some food.
I feel like this is a double standard.
No, it's not.
Yes,
They didn't come from their house. They just sit there with their hands and be crafting no food.
Okay, so if a woman goes somewhere that I work with and buys something, she can bring me back food that she paid for. She can just buy me food. You're okay with that?
No. But the point is, it's different. It's a little bit
How
more.
is it different?
It's a little bit
That's
chivalrous
double
and
standard.
gentlemanly because that man was 20 years older than her, and it is a little bit more
That's
chivalrous.
worse.
And
Well, he wasn't stunting me.
he was trying to sugar daddy
He's
you
a
to
sugar daddy.
tacos. Oh, I see what they say.
He wouldn't stump me. And the point is, no. I just feel like
Come here,
Point is
sugar.
no.
I don't want you to be hungry on my watch. Come here. And get you some of these tacos.
I could see if it was like a chalupa or a supreme. It wouldn't even
So
if
$1 more is
if they
hitting
put
on
the
you.
sour cream on there, he wants
it wasn't no sour cream. No, it wasn't no sour cream.
He wants you if he put the sour cream on there. He
Right.
don't want you to be hungry around him if it was a
This
regular
is the
taco.
basis.
And then they changed the shell up on it now. Now though, if he bring you a Dorito Loco taco, he want to
Then
marry you.
Then we might have trouble. So I had to be like, no, thank you to the tacos because I had to respect my husband's wishes not to be eating
You told her to be hungry.
tacos from.
She had food and money. You hungry? Did on purpose.
He probably was too. Like, he just probably just was getting joy out of doing something nice for
Thank
a lady.
you.
For
You
real.
can't even do.
Go do something nice for your grandchildren. Then
Dang. Look at Ryan's. I love the way Ryan do not deviate. Like last week, it was like, I don't care. You ain't getting no money. It's like, yep, you
No,
can say all that.
Try having an intense conversation with this one. No, he stays the course. But on that note, I won't be getting no tacos, and he won't be smelling good. There you go. Now,
And there it is.
we're gonna be hungry and bland.
The
All
bottom
right.
line.
Logan Paul, YouTuber. I don't really know who he is like that because I guess I'm too old to be following Logan Paul, or I don't know, or maybe I'm not. I just don't know who he is, but I know he's a famous YouTuber, like 20 million subscribers, and
Yeah.
He used to be. I thought YouTube kicked him off, right? Because he said something insensitive about someone who had just committed suicide.
oh, I think he back
He was doing
though.
a lot of he was doing
I
a
think
lot
he
of
back.
stuff. For shock value.
Okay. Well, I know he's still on like
either on
Instagram, got a big
Twitch or
Instagram
something.
following and whatnot.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but yeah, he did do something inappropriate. Um, Ryan, can you look him up and see if he's still on YouTube? But I
I'm
don't
looking it
know.
up right now.
And then Floyd Mayweather, professional boxer. Was he
Mhm.
was he undefeated before he left?
He's still
Yes,
undefeated.
he's still. Who did he fight? Who did he come back and fight and then went
Conor
back?
McGregor.
Conor
Oh
McGregor.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to know, like, how Floyd comes up with the conclusion next on who he wants to give a big paycheck to for no reason. Does he use a magic 8 ball? Or like
Logan Paul don't need this money. Logan Paul is
He's like,
like
my money
rich.
getting
or one of
short. I'm
those
just gonna fight
fortune cookie
somebody.
tellers? But no, that boxing money, that's a different type of pitch. You feel me?
Right.
Like we going from coach to Birkin.
And like Logan Paul is really like training for this stuff. Like I think he fought like somebody like was
KSI.
he, huh?
He fought KSI.
That's who I was
the
trying to
other
say.
YouTuber.
Recently, right?
It was 2 years ago.
Okay, he recently fought somebody.
Yes, that's what I'm.
Nate
Yeah.
Robinson.
No, his
He
brother
fought
Jake
Nate
Paul.
Robinson.
I
Was
think
that Jake?
You're confusing the two Paul brothers. I
That's
think.
who was,
Oh, okay.
it was not Logan.
So Jake
Oh,
Paul fought recently.
and he
Yeah.
fought somebody.
So Jake Paul is like 3-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
Logan Paul is 0-1, and he's getting the fight with Floyd Mayweather.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you like? Floyd must have invested a few too many dollars in some of the BS he be invested in, and that's the only way. Why would he come out of retirement and then put on a spectacle? And that too, I'm probably like,
as a former big boxing fan, I still like boxing, but I used to follow it more. I feel it's disrespectful to the sport as a whole.
They just keep doing
for
these
him
little
to
silly
just do this
things
little
like this.
cash grab.
Mhm.
You know, possibly one of the best fighters in history is going to give this nobody, an 0-1 person, a shot to fight him just for money.
It'd feel real bad if if Logan get a sneak in there and get him and knock him out.
And I hope he do too, because
his defenses are impregnable. Like he's not gonna get a hit. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
The only person I really saw tag Floyd was Sugar Shane Mosley. He's the only person I saw get a clean hit on Floyd. And then Floyd, man, he put on his running shoes in the corner in between rounds.
Like, wait a minute.
He ran.
Did I get hit? Me?
He hit me.
It might be the first time that we actually see him go on offense, though. Like that might be interesting, but it's still against a no name, right? He's gonna punch him like 2-3 times.
Enjoyed other boxers' fights more than just about any Floyd Mayweather fight that I've watched.
It's all defense.
Right. I want to see an actual fight. So I'm still gonna wait for wherever it come on for free at. I'm not paying to see that mess.
YouTube.
It's only gonna. I guarantee you to be 1 round or 2 max. Maybe he'll play within the first round. Second round, he's gonna knock him out.
I think people would be wise to just wait for the foolishness to be free somewhere, because I'm like, look, I'm not contributing to something that I object to. I object to them making a mockery out of the sport of boxing. Even Canelo Alvarez already spoke on it and said this is stupid. And it's because these are real boxers,
right,
that don't want to see this stuff.
But he might hype the sport, like boxing still is the major purse,
it's on a decline though.
It's on a major decline. Like nobody's really watching boxing anymore.
I mean, COVID definitely didn't help, since you can't be right there and let them fling sweat on you.
And I think HBO is not covering boxing anymore.
Yeah,
I think it's Showtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Showtime.
Yeah,
Showtime is the MGM Grand
Showtime. Used to be
Showtime.
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This is going to be pay-per-view too.
Huh?
This is going to pay-per-view also.
But it's going to some other type of platform, though. I don't think it's going to be like
Showtime pay-per-view.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, Showtime. Oh, my.
Yes, that's who
I
owns. I
wouldn't
think they
want
own
my
the
name
contract
on this
now.
bull. I
Um,
wouldn't.
and then this is not on topic, but I do believe that Iron Mike and Holyfield, they're training to fight again.
I could
You
believe
ain't
it
gonna
because
get that other ear.
Holyfield said he wanted to fight him again. It's for charity, right? So it's
Yeah.
like it gets them,
Did they
like
go on
Did
and
you
champion the
see?
sport
agree to
again.
it?
Did you see the Tyson Roy Jones fight?
I did.
Oh
No,
man,
I never saw it.
Tyson took
He
that
put
serious, and Roy was
he put
like,
a
"What
hurt
are
in
you
on
doing?"
him.
Roy was
He
like,
put a
I
hurt
thought
in
we
on him.
was playing.
I thought we
But
came out here to
he
play
held
patty
back.
cake, and Tyson's
You
like,
see him
"No, I'm
hold.
here to kill
Yeah.
you."
You see him hold back a couple times though, like where he had the combo and he stopped. He was
Yeah.
like, I want this fight. Like he wanted to savor the fight. Like
Yeah.
he was playing with him. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Like I think for Mike, the difference was like that man is fighting. When he fighting from a different place. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can train real hard, become, a good fighter. But I feel like when Mike does it, he's doing it from somewhere else. And that's why it was not it. You can call it an exhibition all you want. And I'm gonna try to play by these exhibition rules. But
right.
if I happen to turn my passion on and kill you, well,
It is what
and
it
that's
Because you
is.
really
saw
how
the
it
exit
that's
interview.
how it looked. I became worried for Roy. I was like,
You saw
Roy
the
thought
exit
they was gonna
interview.
barbecue.
Yeah.
Like Roy looked like he was hurt. Like he
Yeah.
was trying to talk and breathe.
Roy looked like he thought they was gonna be putting on their grill master sandals and barbecuing after the fight and everything. Roy went to the hospital.
Right? He's like, I need a break. But so I'd be interested. I'm always like interested in seeing Mike Tyson. Like I love just learning about his life and his history. He's
Yeah,
such an interesting person,
he
you
is.
know. So I'll 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 watch that for sure. All right, let me ask you a question. How do you feel being all adults who have gone out and worked hard for your money,
Mhm.
paid bills? How do you feel about the push um, to increase minimum wage to $15? Like I know that by 2025 in Florida, that will be in effect. And I know the article I gave really wasn't a good article because that one just talks
Yeah,
about
but this
federal
probably,
contractors.
yeah.
But as working individuals, and I want you to be completely honest. How we'll start with Matt because we never start with Matt. How do you feel about increasing minimum wage to $15 an hour?
I don't like it.
As
Uh,
somebody who makes more than $15 an hour, though. Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like it. I don't think it's good for the country as a whole. It may be good for them temporarily, but I think that CEOs of corporations never take losses, right? So they're either going to cut jobs in order to be able to afford and keep the same profit margin, or they're going to raise the cost of goods and services, which will put the lower class in the same position they are now, just in the future, as well as bring the middle class down to them. Uh, Instead, I think we should be looking at our system as a whole instead of just trying to throw more money at the poor. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Ryan, what say you?
Uh, I would say more pro than con. I realize that it will cause the bottom line to rise. That's definitely going to happen. But minimum wage has not ever caught up with inflation in the past almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
So it still won't catch up to inflation. But you're supposed to have a livable wage. That was the whole purpose. Obviously, that's been bent for several decades. So I think it's a step in the right direction. But like Matt said, I think greedy people will do what greedy people do, and we'll all pay for it. So
Yep.
Yeah. So I have an example, right? So Blizzard Games, they fired 700 employees, and the CEO gave himself a $200 million bonus. Right? So the greedy people gonna keep that money.
Right.
They're not gonna take that loss.
Monique, how do you feel about it?
I mean, the way I feel is I don't think that is going to solve any sort of issues with any kind of wealth gaps or anything like that. I don't think it's going to be something that really helps in the long run because when you got $15 an hour, you're still going to be broke. That's really still not enough to live. So what I think is go ahead and give it to them if you're going to give it to them, honestly, because if these companies with all of these rich CEOs are not already paying their employees that, I think it's time for this to happen. If I got to pay you 15, if the feds are going to pay $15 an hour minimum wage, and that means that your employees are still going to need food stamps. They still going to need Section 8. They still going to need financial help. Instead of coming for the middle class in our paychecks and the taxes, how about the corporation can be taxed the same amount that their employees receive in public aid? I think that's what they should do. Then you can't really reserve the money for yourself by not paying your employees. You can just be charged later on, because that's the biggest problem. $15 an hour is going to be enough for who? Somebody that's single, with no kids, with not even a pet, not even a fish, not even a plant,
Not even go eat a goldfish.
not even him. You can't do nothing with no $15 an hour in this country, really anywhere except the deep South. And I fear for you if you're a person of color trying to live off of that little bit of nothing anywhere.
Okay, so
What is
let
it
me.
in New York right now? Isn't it only like half of that in New York? I
It's
don't
like
remember.
925 or
925,
950.
because I remember it being like 750
Yeah, it
back
was
when we were
725 when I was at. But
kids. Yeah.
okay, so let me propose this. So let's say right now, somebody who is making in Florida, I'll use Florida as an example. Somebody who's making $15, that's not that they have a job with a fair amount of responsibilities for just $15 an hour, you know. So if they raise, and this is like no disrespect to anybody who works fast food, that's not what I'm trying to say, or any minimum wage where the responsibility is, so you have your job, which is tasked to you by your manager, and you do your job, you do your 8 hours. Do you think that the person who's currently making $15 an hour, like what happens to them? Should those jobs be equal? Should that person then get another raise? Because then that just snowballs the issue.
But see, that's what I'm talking about these things really needing to be within the company, because they know that some of these people in these positions can be being paid more. But it is about CEOs wanting to have the most and feel like it's always been about that in this country, period. Like walking and stepping on people that are getting the less, all the way back to slavery where we was working for free. Okay. Now you want to pay people the bare minimum so you could still live good. And that's why I'm like, no, if you're paying people the bare minimum and your people are coming to the government saying, look, I have a job, but I still can't afford to live, and the government has to pay them, charge and tax these companies, because these companies should be focused on upward mobility. So that person that's already making $15 an hour, that company should be paying for that person to get some sort of professional certificate or some form of education. These companies make too much money off of these people to not afford them that opportunity. So shout out to Starbucks, who does that. And McDonald's started doing it. A few companies have started doing it. You shouldn't want to see people still be working for your company in their 30s and they're not in management or behind the scenes somewhere. But you should want to see people make it to the next level if that's what they want, because not everybody wants that. This country could make college completely free right now, and probably the same amount of people would go, because the desire to learn comes from within, and it's about your nurturing. A lot of people do not care about educating themselves or reading, and they still don't want to take that chance and give people opportunity to learn.
It was or reading for me. These damn, you know what I'm saying?
I say Disney pays for college, right?
Some
college, yeah.
He pays for all of it.
I think I would be upset if, you know, and here some of these jobs for $15 an hour are requiring college degrees, and so I would be upset that somebody who does not have the same credentials that I worked to and paid for via loans is then getting $15, because then I want at least 25. Like, we ain't the same. I'm sorry. We're just responsibility wise, education wise, credential wise, I need more than so.
Wouldn't that drive the market though? Like, so at that point, like, just me speculating. So if people who what is it called? Like I forget the type of labor, like basically like you don't have to have any kind of education to do it.
Skilled
Yeah.
labor.
So like a McDonald's worker, not to say they're not educated, because McDonald's was our first job. That's where we met, right? They're getting 15, and then this person who has a bachelor's is getting paid 15. That person who has a bachelor's can simply say, I don't want to do this any longer. I can just work fast food, right?
Yep.
So wouldn't that drive the market to go up in that case? Because you
It
could just have employees
should.
just quit. Because
It
like, all right,
really
I'll just go
So
do something
that's
different.
when I made the point that the cost of goods and services for everything is going to go up because everybody's going to want more money. And that's going to hurt the middle class.
And it's always like, it's just funny to see how some companies seem like they want their employees to be happy as far as the amount of money that they make in this type of thing. Like you see it in certain companies, but it is
Like
sad
all
to
these
think
like start their workers
Right?
like $15 an hour, like right now.
Stuff like, and it's so you see, like, I think a lot of these CEOs and these companies really think that paying people fairly is going to make them rich. How dare me put any effort into making people like be better than they were when they showed up to my raggedy establishment? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to stay poor and still work for me, you know, because I want to feel like I'm the master of the universe. That's really what I think it is. There's no way you could be afraid that people are going to end up being richer than you if you pay them $15 an hour. Like, it's not going to happen. Getting people this money, write it off on your taxes, because honestly, with the way things are going, Uncle Sam going to come for that.
So
Anyway,
Monique, you're for it, right?
I'm for it, but I'm for it with some sort of stipulation, like it, because like I'm trying to offset this harm to the bottom line that everybody's talking about. And I think that the best way to kind of do that is, if you're going to give it to them, figure out a way that it doesn't trickle down on the regular folks with jobs, the regular money making people. And I do consider people in this class, the military folks, the higher ranking, is that this the class that pays for this stuff. That's what I'm tired of. Like,
Right.
this the class that pays for all that other stuff, while these rich folks like the Amazon dude, he can write off. How do you not pay nothing? I want to know how you not pay nothing. It's too many loopholes. People like, oh, it's a loophole. You just got no. Then unloop the hole and make them pay for these people.
The hole.
I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear nothing else about no doggone loophole. Make these people pay their fair doggone share so their employees could get paid the right amount of money.
I feel that because people need to be able to support their families.
Yes.
Whether they're large or small.
Yes.
But let's talk about these large families for a second. You know, I always wanted to have a large family.
Yeah.
I wanted like 5 kids. That wasn't in the cards for me. But I don't, Ryan, he's like, I don't know 5. If he's, I always wanted 5. I always wanted 5 kids. I wanted 3 girls.
I used to want 5 kids too. I used to want my own basketball team.
Yeah. But now that I've had a good 6-year break, I'm like, I'm good on that. You know, I'm baby rusty, but I personally feel like if you can support your kids, you should be able to have as many kids as you want without judgment. Like, but you know, I feel like when people have more than 3 kids, you know, the family, especially the mom, be getting like the side eye, like, how many kids you gonna have? Like, how do you, Ryan, how do you feel about large families?
So we're both only children, so I did want at least 2 kids.
Oh, I do have a brother.
Yeah.
Or well, I'm sorry, we both grew up.
Oh, forgot about your brother.
You have a huge gap between the 2 ages, though. Like, it's not like our kids are only so many years apart. But I think as long as you can support them, you can have as big a family as you want. Like, if you Jeff Bezos, you can have 40 kids or whatever. But if you can't support more than a child or 2, then I think you should start maxing out. Like, all right, we cutting out right here.
It also depends where you are.
I
think we have the luxury here to be able to have as many kids as we want. But a place like China or India, where they're super saturated population wise, maybe we should limit them to 2.
You're gonna limit people bodies?
The government step in and be like,
I said,
China's already doing that, right?
And you saw what happened to them. Like, there's a huge gap now. Like, they are 1/6 of the world's population, and they won't be decades from now. Like it's
Oh,
it's
no.
affecting them like detrimentally. And then you have other countries that do it on
Stuff
purpose, like
that's going on
Japan.
in these other countries is just insane. What?
Yeah, like Japan is having an issue too because they're not procreating and stuff like that. And they say that even in the U.S. there seems to be a decline, but it's at the top,
Yeah,
not the
it's
bottom.
called people
Oh.
realizing that you need money to raise people, and everything in this country is a luxury. Mental
But
health care is
the
a luxury. Dental
right,
health care is a
but
luxury.
countries have incentives to make you at least have a balance because it affects
Yeah.
the national income when you don't have a generation.
It ain't gonna be no $15 an hour. That's for doggone sure.
I mean, they were spending all of their resources. They were being tapped out, right?
Mhm.
Because of their population.
Mhm.
So that's why China did the 2-kid max.
Jesus.
But then you get other horrible
That's
side
crazy.
effects of that with people aborting girls because they want boys because they make more money. Like
That's
just awful. But
Right. Or
anyway,
having,
I'm for as
or
big a family
yeah.
as you want.
Make all them babies, honey. Let them
So
pop.
like when you get into like so reality TV is my weakness. I like it. And so there is a family called
The Duggars.
well them, yes. And then there's a black family called Keeping Up with the Doricos or something
Oh
like that.
yes, a bunch of them.
And
Mhm.
she has like
Never heard of that.
4 sets of multiples. Like she just keep having multiples. Like
They can get a treatment.
she gotta be, and they're not like identical or anything. So I think she just a hyper ovulator because
Doing the treatment.
you think she is?
Yes, that's extremely rare. Like
Yeah, that's in vitro right there.
right. That's something you having them eggs implanted. That does not happen naturally.
No, they
that
not.
many
It is
times.
not in vitro.
If that's happened naturally that many times, she needs to be preserved and studied.
Yeah.
So I think
Just
they're
like
up to like
the 16 and pregnant on MTV, like they was broke, right? Nah, man, like they was getting paid to be on that show.
let me see. And then yes, the Duggars. So I think they're at like 20 kids now, 20 or 21.
They still having kids?
No, she's done. She's the mom's done. I think after they lost the last baby, it's called doubling down with the Doricos. They have 14 kids. And then the Duggars are like 20. But when we watch those shows, you see like not the Doricos because their kids are still little, but with the Duggars, they always seem to have the oldest helping out immensely, like cooking and watching. They had like buddies, like so the older kid will have a younger kid. What do you think that's fair? I do say fair because kids are people. What, man?
Absolutely, it's fair. Yeah.
So have them look like second parents.
I wouldn't go as far to say second parents, but
they
I mean,
were.
You need help.
Why
right? But why do I have to help you? You want to keep having kids?
That's
Help yourself.
Just selfish. That's just selfish.
That's something that you could say.
These kids don't actually be born
close together, so you wasn't put in that position. Me,
I know my older brother used to watch us.
Siblings being, I mean, it's a difference between like a little bit of babysitting here and there and stuff like that. But we talking about like when you pretty much being made responsible. Oh God, dang.
Yeah. It's not like I need you to work the farm because it's a family farm. It's like I need you to help me watch the child that I had.
Like,
but it is a farm.
It's a baby farm.
It's a baby farm.
I need you to give your siblings a bath
different.
or whatever. But you was getting ready to do whatever it is that you had planned on doing. I just feel like over time that gets old. Don't nobody want to be.
Yeah. So I disagree with the like third, fourth parent thing, but if I need to run to the grocery store with you,
absolutely,
and then you can watch your brother for an hour or two.
You're putting it to a minimum. Like she even still gets to do her thing because Joey is not like a child where you got to be like hovering over him. He don't even like that. But sometimes your siblings be bad and your parents want to be going somewhere. And it's like, yo, I don't want to watch their parents. I'm trying to be a teenager or whatever. So I get that. And I also think though with them Duggars, that's a crazy example because that's a very extreme kind of way of living. Because I know plenty of people that have like a whole bunch of kids and they teenagers are still allowed to be teenagers and do their own thing. I think that it's kind of selfish though, as an adult, to be sitting up there making kids that you don't have time for and then thinking that your older kids want to take care of them all day and all night.
Resentment. you know.
Right. You get frustrated. I know I
And
would. I'd be like, look,
and
now,
it's perpetual, right? Because they don't have time to chill with them because they have to work to support the kids.
yes.
It's like it's never ending
Yeah.
cycle. Like I keep
You
having
gotta put
kids, I have to
hours
work
in.
harder,
Hmm.
and now my kids are watching my kids and just
Yes,
boom.
yes. And then I
But
hate that when you have a gap and then somebody grins at you and goes, built-in babysitter. It's like, no, that's what you do. Like,
Yeah.
that's not my plan because my child is about to be 15 and I got one this age. And if I have another one, I'm not going to leave an infant with my 15-year-old and be going outside all day. Even
no,
if I had a job and she was like still doing at home high school, she has responsibilities at the house. So I would put that child in daycare. I'm not going to leave a child and that, hey, whoever does it is fine. That's on you. That's how you deal with your household. It's not a, you know what I mean? It's not a
No, I get
condemnation
it.
moment. I'm
Because
talking about what I do.
even, like if I go out for brunch or if sometimes, it's just easier to do something
Yeah,
without Mason, like go to a grocery store without Mason because,
yeah, yeah.
he a kid, he's slow.
All
And
that begging, they slow
oh,
and
they,
they be
they
begging.
make you spend more money. Yeah.
they'd be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, can we get these cookies? And I'd be like, oh, put in the cart. And,
Look, Joey don't even ask. He just
He
be
just puts it
putting
in there.
stuff in there. You turn around and be like,
You
where these golden Oreos come
It's
from?
they'd be
you
like
to
like,
the
we
register
going
like,
they'd
oh,
be
shopping.
like, these look interesting. I think I'll dabble in these.
let me dabble.
But but say I do have a week like where like I go to brunch and then I need to
Yeah,
go shopping or or I
yeah.
have several doctor's appointments, something like that. Like I will, cash app because it's these age. I will cash app Ayana, a
Mm-hmm.
couple extra dollars, but like, yeah, hey, thanks for helping me, watch the kids
Right.
for
And
this
that's,
week.
yeah, but that's reasonable. Yeah.
But a lot of people be like, why are you doing that? That's your child. She live in your house. Yeah, but see, that's the cycle that needs to be broken. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, like, okay, one of the Morales said they didn't ask to be here. And I mean, I think as parents, especially in the African American community, we need to let our children know that we appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
And so here, other than words here, I appreciate you, and also here's this because you're helpful. Yes, I know that she eats for free and all this other stuff, but
Yeah,
still,
but a lot of other kids do too.
right.
We are as a
Right.
community just harder on our kids as a whole. And I think that all of that stuff has roots in our origins in this country. Like, you know what I mean? Period. We're harder on them. We were harder. People were harder on us as a culture, as a race. And then it kind of like just that level of harshness and that level of expectation. I don't see that. And I know, like, being that we have been able to live outside of where we come from, you don't see that with a lot of other families, this thing where they are so hard on their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
They
the
let,
girls too.
right, they let their kids be kids, and almost to a fault.
I think I know
Well,
some Indian people that would disagree.
What you
Let's say
talking
like
about?
Oh,
tiger moms and stuff like that. Like other cultures would be like you gonna be a doctor,
I
a
mean,
lawyer, or an
I mean,
engineer.
in that way,
Anything else is a failure.
I'm talking about
yeah.
people that don't want to take care of their kids. I'm not talking about it that way.
Right.
We expect them to do well in school and stuff like that. And yeah, that type of push is necessary. And that type of push to like stay out of all of that foolishness that be going on social media and stuff like that. Like use your time for something other. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but I'm talking about being hard on them, like as far as not being able to, make no kind of mistakes and that sort of thing,
Oh, okay. I get
that
that. Or
type
kicking
of,
them out when they turn 18. You
yeah,
better have a
that's
plan.
what I'm
Better have a
talking
plan.
about. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about when I say that. Yes.
yeah, we gotta stop that. But while we're on the topic of families, I was I think I was on the Shade Room or something like that. Very vital news source, and there was
Hey,
a woman that was on some real. Forgive me for not knowing because I went back, I couldn't find it, but she was on, I think, like some hip hop show, and she was saying we don't need to be spanking our kids anymore.
mhm.
And she got a lot of backlash in the comments. People were like, yeah, I still spank my kids and this and that. But she made good points. I mean, my personal opinion, I say me personally. I hate when people say me
Right.
personally. Like who else? But me,
Me
I
and me only.
I feel that you can discipline your children without needing to hit them.
It is possible.
Now, I spanked Diana one time when she was 2, and it still eats me up to this day. And I swear I wish that I had never done such, because I just feel like
Yeah.
the rest of the 2 never got a spanking, and they're, great productive members of society, and like I just think that there are other ways
Definitely other ways.
to parent without hitting. So, anybody want to jump in on that?
So
Anybody?
I'm anti spanking as well because I didn't grow up like that. Like
You
I
needed
didn't
one or two.
because you know your kid's currency, right? So like my mom was able to discipline me with just raising her voice. Like that,
Yeah.
that was enough. But you know, every parent is different, every child is different. So I'm not obviously don't abuse your kids, but I'm not down for the hit.
So, Morales says, how do you guys feel about spanking, honestly? Like, now, if you do spank, it's no judgment. There's no judgment.
So sometimes I feel a spanking is warranted. However, I think Micaiah's gotten like 3 spankings in her lifetime,
like nothing.
and Joey's only gotten like 2 or 3.
And we grew up in spanking households, did we not?
Oh, my mom used to beat me down.
My mom did not play, and I was not no like real bad kid growing up. But there's like it's like zero room for, and that's what I'm talking about being hard on your kids. Like it's zero room for like doing stuff that kids do. You will get whooped over doing some silly stuff. You will get talked about like why we don't do it and stuff. And then so now for me, I do think that there are other ways, and I think that it's kind of the lazy way out if you have not made an effort to teach your children something different, and then the first time they mess up, you want to whoop them. I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
but
don't do that.
If I am doing my due diligence as a parent, and I have taught you growing up not to steal, and then you go to a store and you steal, especially you steal and you get caught, and they call me, and I got to pick you up from somebody's police station when you get home. Turn that ass up.
I see, like I don't think,
because honestly, if the police have no problem beating your kids.
Well, yes, it's
zero.
True.
And I'm
I can't say that I never would. Like it'd have to be extreme,
right?
It'd have to be, and then I'd have it'd be weird for me because I have a rule where I don't, if I were to, that I won't hit. While I'm still upset.
Yeah.
So then, like, if hours later, I still feel like you need this whooping.
You should, yep.
Then you could get it, but I have to. I don't know. Like, I think we've always been able to find the currency for our kids, and
that's
the
thing. Yeah. At least y'all got consequences, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm tired of this newfangled feral bull crap. Like kids just running around going, "Hey, look, don't get me started now. In this community, there are a lot of unattended children.
We got them in our around.
Oh yeah.
They all at the parks. They doing this. They doing that. Then you get somebody on Facebook saying like something like
at Walmart.
That kid we saw a kid walking through Walmart with no shoes on, and guess where this little sucker came out from? The back where the butcher be at.
It's effing cold back there. Like
my effing feet. That's what the boy was saying. This boy looked like he was about 8 years old.
And then like
he was cursing.
Yes. Me and look, you could tell me and Master people that ain't never. We was standing there looking at the boy like, like, can I take him home so I can whoop him? We didn't whoop him.
And then
he's too far gone.
Whoever the lady was that was with him, like clearly his guardian was like, she just looked like so defeated. And at her,
y'all don't let this child get carried away, because if you're not, again, mental health care in this country is a luxury. So maybe the boy need therapy, but she can't afford it. Right. The only other therapy you got is made out of leather. Okay, it's made out of chancla material. Because now your boy is in the butcher shop at Walmart.
I bet the butcher, like, if you don't get your...
He came out the back.
Barefoot.
He didn't contaminate all the meat section.
And then right here in my own community, people would get on the neighborhood Facebook page. Somebody said, today in the park, there were children lighting things on fire. You know why? Because them kids ain't scared of nothing.
They have no fear
That's
of
why.
serious consequences.
They are not scared of nothing. And it ain't even gotta be no whooping. That kid is gonna still go home. He gonna drink his juicy juice. He gonna play his game. And if your mama, if mama got a problem with that, were you the one at the park striking the fires? Yes, Karen. And now what? That's the type of kid you dealing with these days.
You better get out of my face.
Shut up, mom.
Better get out of my face.
I'm not doing it.
In our neighborhood are like so privileged.
I'm not.
They're just, these kids are just bad. And so like we have like our neighborhood is nice. We have, within our community, we have 2 pools, we have 2 clubhouses, we have a gym. These kids, they just go in there and like
HOA came through. Okay.
the CDs that we pay every month. They came through, like destroyed the bathrooms to the point where they had to like close them down, like pulling the paper towel things off, breaking the mirrors. So they had to get security.
See that?
To monitor. And this security guard, I seen him. I be cracking up because he be looking like he don't care. He not gonna say nothing to them kids. He just there so he don't get fined. That's right. And them kids not scared of security guard.
They're not scared of nothing. And it's such a stupid thing because these are the same ones that when they get out into the world and life gets hard for them, they won't go and shoot up the grocery store. They won't go. And I'm serious. If they need mental health help, then parents, slow your roll and start talking to your children. People don't even be knowing what's going on in their children's minds. You don't have to pay a stranger to counsel your kids. You can literally do it yourself. But I'm
before it gets to a point,
exactly. You should know what's going on with them, but they don't. A lot of parents do not have a clue in the foggiest what's going on with their children. I mean, seriously, reach for your kids' phone. Them kids will go ham, fall out all on the floor and everything. Not mine. Not mine. My child knows that's mine too.
All right. Well,
like, you're taking their freedom away and their privacy. You want privacy and freedom? It's called get grown and get gone. That's what that is. Get grown and get gone. Because
I got a whooping story for you when I was 16.
When you were 16, that's at a cusp when you just getting a little too big for a whooping.
So when I was 16, I was already 6 foot, like 180 pounds, right? And my mom got a belt. I don't even remember what I did, right? But she was like trying to hit me, and I was like, right? And I like laughed. I like giggled because I'm like pretty much grown man body. And she was like, "Oh, that's funny." Right?
Oh shoot! I bet she was mad.
Let's caveat. My mom used to do taekwondo and martial arts and stuff, right? So when she said, "Oh, that's funny," she punched me in the chest so hard, like I hit the wall behind me. And I was like, "Oh!" And she's like, "Is it still funny?" No.
Right. You just sit there.
And that's like being a single mama though, raising all them boys.
Yeah, I got 3 brothers.
Somebody gonna get knocked upside their head. If they don't, you see these kids get mad at their mama and set the doggone house on fire. It's just too much of this. Like,
that's crazy.
Putting kids on your level and making them think they grown.
See, that's one thing I can't do. Like I can't stand kids. Keep your kids kids.
The way you do. You have the right to breathe. Be glad.
Let me tell you what that did for me and other people I know who also got whoopings, right? Whenever one of us would suggest something that was like out of pocket, what would we say? Right?
Get a whooping.
I can't do that. My mom beat my ass. That's like, not to do that.
That's true.
It ain't nothing wrong with people being scared. People be like,
you ain't never heard, no, I can't do that because they'll take my tablet. You've never heard anybody say that.
I don't want my kids to be scared. And honestly, fear is the main thing that stops so much bad stuff from happening. You go to work, why don't you cuss your boss out? Because you scared you're going to get fired and go to jail. You don't murder because you scared to do that time. There's plenty of people that
and it's like a moral issue with the whole murder thing. But
plenty of people.
I don't murder because I'm a good person.
There's plenty of people. There's plenty of people that deserve to be. There's plenty of people that deserve to be buried in my tomato garden.
You ain't playing no more Call of Duty. You done. You're done with the Call of Duty.
Take your Call of Duty away.
And plenty of people. You just want to jump out the bushes on them with a ballistic knife. But you don't do it out of fear of the consequences. You have to have some modicum of fear.
Right.
I'm not going to hell either.
Right,
You
right.
can
It's just
tell
so
when the
many
thing. I'm not
factors
going
that
to hell.
stop me from killing people. But you know what?
Hell gonna be full. I'm not even worried about hell.
Yes.
I'm not even worried about hell at this point. Hell is gonna be full. They ain't gonna be worried about me.
we're
What?
gonna
It ain't gonna be a 6-foot Puerto Rican there taking up some space. I'm gonna be in heaven.
we're gonna move
Saddam
on.
Hussein down there. I'm not going to
On
the
the note
Saddam
of ballistic
Hussein.
knives and bushes, we're gonna move on. Speaking about bushes, I was again on T watch on the shade room and saw you saw what I did there, didn't you, Monique?
Yes, the segue.
Speaking about bushes,
And then Ryan's reaction, though, right?
you're like, what? I was on the shade room again and saw the video, and not the whole video of I didn't see her, but I saw Tyrese attending to his girlfriend's bush
Stupid.
by way of shaving it and then posting it to social media.
Social media.
Now listen, y'all.
Speaking of ass whoopings. Go ahead.
Oh, how we tying that? Listen, if that's the type of relationship y'all have
it
off
social media.
But we don't need to know that you shave your girlfriend's bush. Listen, it's not that much
say that
trust.
over and over again.
Huh? What you say?
He's gonna keep saying over and over.
Listen, it's not that much trust in the world. I love you a lot.
He had a razor too. Like,
You ain't coming.
Purple?
You ain't coming near me.
That's his age making him pull out the damn shit.
Right. He got hair began stuck in the blades.
How is that sexy when you gotta stop and rinse it off in a sink like that? Get your weird ass out of here.
You don't even get that what is that smoothing strip on there? You don't even get that. He had like the dollar.
No, it's just he got that dollar
razor.
2 blades.
This from Dollar Tree.
I was like, it made me feel uncomfortable because I was like, when I was reading it, I was reading the article for when we talk about today, and because I couldn't even watch the whole video. It was that's just too private. I'm not trying to say that's wrong. I just think that's too private.
It was very stupid, but see, he dealing with it. What to have the girl 28 years old? That's the type of stuff. Not even 28. She's probably 22 or 23. I believe she's very young. That's the type of stuff very young people do. Tyrese is a victim of circumstance because he's crazy, he bald head, and he old.
Yeah, she gonna mess around and be missing the labia, and then what?
Oh,
she gonna be circumcised.
Right.
No.
Talk about
and what?
I'm like, come on, Tyrese. Like,
might as well though. If you got to give up your cootie cat, Tyrese, just to pay your bills. Don't nobody want Tyrese. He is out of his rabbit mind, and everybody know that. When you go chasing up after these type of people, there's something wrong with you. That's a whole entire situation of that girl got to figure out something for her own self so she could look better. Because all I saw was your foot, and I'm like, that foot is.
She was happy.
Those feet are attached to a.
They was like this.
Idiot.
That's what the feet was like.
She said, get you a man that can shave you. So
no,
that was
a man that will tell you this is very stupid to put on social media. I don't care if he'll shave you. A lot of women I knew was pregnant and couldn't reach that and knew it was time for the baby to come and said, honey, please shave me. And they said, yes, I will. I wasn't going to ask you. I was surprised. I ain't going to ask Matt. No. Oh, first of all, I call Matt's nickname is Destructo. I don't want him down there messing with my. Matt
you ain't going to have no labia.
Matt will break brand new stuff. It's just, he breaks stuff trying to build it.
Just to clarify, I'm down there a lot, but
he breaks stuff trying to build it.
I'm not gonna be shaving nothing.
I don't want him to shave. I don't want him to shave me. But I was surprised when I'm having this conversation with other women. Like it's close to time, to have the baby, and they're like, I had to ask my husband to shave me. I'll be like, and he did it.
It ain't that much. You ain't that pregnant when you can't reach down and shave yourself. Now, come on, get you a mirror.
Get you an electric razor too. Why are you using them scary ass razors on your stuff?
I'm about to make you feel uncomfortable, Monique. I'm about to make you feel uncomfortable too. I'm sorry.
No, I think that's hard.
Probably not. Yeah.
If Monique came to you and was like, babe,
no.
Okay,
go
ahead.
Monique was like, right now, your beautiful wife was like, I just need you to do this for me because I don't know whatever her reason. I need you to shape my bush.
He would do it under the right circumstances. He just don't know it.
I would do it if she had 8 broken fingers.
No,
And
she,
I would
she's
probably
fine right there. She's sitting next to you. She just wants you to
Okay.
shape her bush.
No.
I don't even see myself really needing my bush to be shaved by
Look,
nobody else.
look,
I'm
No,
I have-
I'm not saying you
like
do.
that.
I'm just saying
I would
want-
still try to
Speaking of
shave
this, I don't know if we get an ad from Manscaped 3.0, but that thing is amazing. And if you don't have a Manscaped 3.0, they're not paying me for this, but you should totally get one because
They're
it does not
expensive.
cut your balls at all.
They're expensive.
All right.
it. They ain't not cut your balls.
Okay,
It is
Ryan.
worth it.
Ryan.
There's so much happening in this conversation. We doing free advertisement now.
Ryan, stop trying to. Will you shake my bush, please?
I was hoping that you did not ask me this question. So when I was trying,
Yeah,
I was like, she'll go to the
Ryan,
next segment.
shave.
Would you shave Chamir's bush? We're
If she
talking
had 8
all
broken
of
fingers,
down there.
yes.
If she had
8 broken fingers. Thank you.
I
Yes.
help her out.
She got to have pinkies on each hand.
That's real bad.
They're like, okay, I feel bad
You
for you.
still got thumbs. You over here with the shave.
You gotta-
Look,
if you
I'm
can
like,
pinch
I
it-
got these.
if you can pinch that razor, you in there.
That bitch.
That's messed up.
You know what? How about we just be adults and just don't even worry about shaving it then. Just hydrate yourself well, drink you enough water, get you some vinegar, snap it back, and don't even shave it. Just leave it how it's supposed to be.
Period.
And if it's gray, just let it look like somebody snuck up on it and scared it real bad.
Period.
And he'll get over it. Let your thing look like Albert Einstein.
I mean, personally, you know, I'm not even going
Albert
there.
Einstein. or look, you know, you get the landing strip or the triangle shape.
I feel like all that. I feel like that's unnecessary. You could have just be.
Oh,
That's
you
way
like
too
it
much.
smooth, just clean.
Yeah, why we playing with it? Why we down there so long?
What's the next topic?
Hold on, make
So on the show,
Why does that make you uncomfortable?
because somebody's mama gonna watch this show.
Oh, but my mom.
and they probably
They
gonna be
trim
like,
their bushes too. Or if they don't, they look bad in the bathing suit. Okay.
ooh wee!
Trying to
They
be
look
all,
like
be all
spiders
texture.
coming out the
and be
side.
Oh
all-
my God!
A bunch of daddy long legs coming out the side of your
Come on
drawers.
now.
You don't want that happening. You know.
I seen
Like
it.
a bag of hay.
I was like, girl,
You're not playing
I was in the-
peekaboo with cousin It down there.
I was in the 8th grade. We went to Darien Lake. They had a water park, a water side. Girl, you knew this future was coming. Like, go ahead and hit nothing else. Just hit the sides. Hit the
But
sides.
see, man, that's what I'm talking about. The promotion of like now everything is, right now we are basically like Harry Bush shaming, right? That's what I'm saying. Everything is a shaming. So people want to get away with that stuff. People like, I don't want to shave my underarms because it's natural. Then don't wear a tank top because I'm staring.
Or you don't want to shave your bush. You want it to look like you got balled up homework in your drawers. Then you
Ooh.
can do what you want.
Look like they got algebra.
They got Al Sharpton. Maybe they slick it back.
You got. I feel like, listen, on this note, I feel like I feel like it's just you should you ain't got to be slick, but you should at least contain it,
Yeah,
calm it down,
name it.
Tame it, put some
spray with some
texture,
soul glow.
Please.
Soul glow on there.
relax it.
Yes.
if you need
Let
to.
your soul glow, please.
But do you? But just don't whatever you choose to
I'm
do.
crying again.
Don't post it on social media because
I
we
dropped
don't
my glasses.
like that.
Exactly. Keep your genitals and your genital hygiene off of social
Okay,
media.
because we don't care. I saw that and I was like, what a desperate act. Like, make another good song for attention, please.
Somebody
Don't
said.
fast 27,000. Just stop doing this.
Somebody
He
said.
says, "What
Tyrese-
more do you want from me when he's done?"
Right. They
What
said
more
he'd
do
be
you
bored
want?
between
Do
the
my
Fast
booty
and
crack
Furious
too.
movies. He
Do my booty crack? Oh no!
My uncle's so uncomfortable.
That's
I don't know why he's so uncomfortable. You
Does
grown.
he reciprocate? Is that? That's,
I would not want
I
no
found the
22-year-old to
clip.
put no, if
I
I was a
found-
dude, I would not want no 22-year-old put no razor on my ball.
no.
I don't really think you should say them anyways, but because I mean, you might get cut. I don't know. I don't have them.
Manscaped 3.0.
Manscaped
Mm.
3.0.
No nicks.
Don't get him no more free advertising. Yo.
Okay.
Yo,
Send us some free, send us some money or something.
That's what really
Send
get
me
them
some
upset. It's the
merchandise or
free.
give me some money.
And on that note, we will conclude this week's episode. Ryan, go ahead and close us out.
Please send us your questions. You can hit us up at that's OKAY so boom podcast at gmail. Also make sure you hit up the YouTube.
The point of today's episode is trim your bush or don't trim your bush. That's up to you.
Kids don't
And
that's your problem. If your kids be bad and they burn your house down and cuss you out over the juice, don't say nothing to me.
what my girl said. On that note, we will see everybody next week. Thank you for tuning in. To all those who stream, watch, we appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
And shout out to Aldi.
Bye.
I was supposed to do that. Shout out to Aldi.
Peace.
Shout out to Aldi. It was a whole
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.